And while you're accessing that, I'm going to go ahead and ask Laura Ramos with Fresno State to begin the incentives action team update.
Thank you, Camille. So I'm going to repeat a few things that I've already said today. I think everybody's looked at my notes throughout the day and then took some of my stuff. Just kidding. So as Asia mentioned earlier today, incentives are not one size fits all. Not for the farmer, not for the irrigation district, not for the county, not for any of them. And as we heard from Don Cameron, he just wanted to test this out in his farm. He was willing to do this without any incentive. But as we heard from Aaron, his farmer needed that incentive. He wasn't sure what that incentive was. And as soon as he heard credits, he's like, I'm in. And so there's some that are going to fit some and some that are going to want those pumping credits. So our team is looking at compiling a list of all of those different options so that we can share, so that other irrigation districts, other GSAs are able to know what some of these options are and investigate them. And as we started the conversations in our team, we realized that a lot of this work had already been done, especially by Joe at Sustainable Conservation. So as Asia also mentioned this morning, he's done a report that has shown a lot of that stuff, and he showed the graphic that you're seeing now divided by county and some of those options. But also Pritchard on our team throughout the last few years has also done some of this stuff. What we also learned was that education is going to be important for a lot of this incentives. And if we're going to encourage farmers to use flood as a management tool among growers, we need to educate them about those options and what is the benefit and how it can be used as a tool. So some of the options are going to be no or reduced cost for water if it's recharged, groundwater pumping credits, surface water bill credits, and then in lieu recharge. So as I mentioned earlier, Joe has done it with this report. Pritchard has done a few papers from this. Sam has also compiled some of this information for some of his clients, and Fresno State is looking at just compiling some of these options to put on a website called Recharge California that we're also sharing some of these incentives. So for the next steps, I want to invite my colleague to the podium, Sam Cunningham from Provost and Pritchard.
Yeah, hi, thank you, Laura. So if you haven't picked up on the theme yet, our action team is very new, and we don't really know exactly what direction we're heading in yet. So we would really like to leverage the network. Like Laura mentioned, there's a lot of work going on. I'm sure there's conversations happening amongst people probably since we've been here about what we've heard, what we're seeing on the ground. So we really want to bring all of that information together. That's obviously what the network is for. So our goal is to further expand on that information and compile it into something that we can present. So I think we're going to hear about the FloodMar Hub next. That's a potential option. But what we're really looking for are lessons learned, barriers, the benefits of participation, and what do the districts and the growers want to achieve. So this could be structured conversations. They could be informal conversations. I ended up having dinner on accident with a farmer in one of my irrigation districts that I work with, and he was telling me all about why he hated the idea of doing recharge. And I asked him, why do you feel that way? That's an interesting perspective. And I don't think I changed his mind, but it was a good conversation to have. So like everyone else, we have some questions for the network that we'd like you to consider. Do you have any ideas or strategies that haven't been discussed? We'd love to hear them. We are obviously looking at financial and non-financial incentives, so whether that's pumping credits or even direct payments. Are there any incentive programs that you know about that are active that you haven't seen brought up that would be good to point to for pilots or just to make others aware of? And are there case studies that are currently in process or progress? We'd really like to feature those if we can. So we'd love to compile that information and make it more accessible to the larger network. So thank you all. I think we're good.
Thank you.